Chapter 28 of Berserk. I have to say I really enjoyed this chapter. It was mainly Griffith giving a speech and whatnot to the Princess Charlotte. And meanwhile, Casca and Guts are kind of overhearing it. What really caught my attention was the end of his speech when Charlotte says, all your friends must, talking about friends and whatnot. And Griffith is like, they are valuable comrades, they're excellent troops. However, what I consider a friend is somebody to have their own dreams, not be compelled by somebody else, not to allow their dreams to be trampled on, and if they are, to fight that person, to oppose that person with body and soul, even if it is him himself. And it almost felt like that was being directed to Guts, like he knew Guts was there. But at the same time, I really don't feel like he knew Guts was there. He was just, stating a fact, how he views friendship. And it was just a coincidence that Guts was there listening, and Guts considers Griffith a friend and whatnot. And now he kind of realizes that Griffith doesn't consider him a friend. Griffith considers him a valuable asset, a valuable comrade, an excellent troop, whatever. One of his best men, basically, but not a friend yet. He goes, a friend to me is one who basically, a friend to me is one who is an equal with himself. And this kind of struck Guts in a really, bad way. They showed a panel where Griffith was up on, the stairs, and he had light around him, and Guts was down the stairs, and he was, covered around, shadows all around him. Basically saying, he is not Griffith's equal. He is below Griffith. He's at the bottom of those steps, and Griffith is up on the top. And, Charlotte is just, paying it no mind. She's like, that's such confidence, amazing confidence, this, that, and the other thing. She tells him, this is the first time I've ever talked to a man this way. You're so wondrous. At first I thought you were the son of an aristocrat. And then when you taught me how to make sound with the reed leaf, you just seemed so simple, like a village child. And now you're talking to me like you're a philosopher, And you can tell that Charlotte's starting to fall for Griffith. She's starting to enjoy him, starting to like who he is. She's influenced by his charm, and she's being seduced in some kind of manner. And she even says, she believes probably that his friends, and that's how the whole friend thinking about his friends follow him due to that charm or whatever, and that's when Griffith said that. And meanwhile, Casca's watching this too, and Casca doesn't like it. She's ready to, she turns around because she doesn't even want to watch it. Because we all know Casca has feelings for Griffith. We're probably going to find out why. We might see how they met, whatever, but she doesn't like to see that, Charlotte is, being infatuated, is infatuated with Griffith now and probably falling in love or whatever. And Griffith is playing along with it, She doesn't probably realize Griffith is faking it, because I'm assuming Griffith is. It's all for his plan, because at the very end, before he can answer her question, what is your dream, a servant alarms her that her uncle Julius and her cousin Adonis was killed. It was an assassination or whatever. And Griffith in the background is grinning like so maliciously, so sinister. So I think it's still all part of his plan. And now that we heard that speech, that tells me that he doesn't view Guts as a friend. And I've been saying that all along. Now I think Guts views Griffith as a friend, but Griffith views him as special property, as a valuable asset. And that was pretty much proven. He basically was talking freely with the princess, not knowing that Guts and Casca were there. So if he knew Guts was there, maybe he wouldn't have said all that just to keep, Guts in the dark with how he feels about Guts. How he, how little he really respects Guts. And, he says he admires Guts and all that he said in the past, but really, he truly doesn't view him as a friend. And if you don't view him as a friend and you don't consider him your equal, you really don't respect him that very much either. So it's very difficult. And, this is going to bother Guts because he turns around to leave. And after Casca heard the servant say that about the assassination, she quickly put two and two together and realized, hey, that's probably what happened. Guts is the one that assassinated them. And obviously Griffith gave the order. Now, how this is going to play out, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to confront Guts and ask what happened, or if maybe Guts is going to try to leave or something because he doesn't want to deal with Griffith anymore. He wants to go find his own dream. He wants to find, his reason for living so he can be an equal with Griffith, and Griffith would consider him a friend or something. because he even says at one point, you know, simply being born and living just for the reason to live, with no reason at all, he simply cannot live by that. He can't abide that. And Griffith basically says that, and Guts hears it, and it's almost the same thing, that Guts is living just to live, and he's basically being proved that he really isn't an equal of Griffith, and he can't stand people that do that, really. So it's very interesting that Guts was the one that caught wind of this conversation. I think he's probably going to go leave to look for his own dream. I don't think he's going to do it right away, but he's going to do it after a little bit of contemplation. He's going to want to find his own reason to live so he can be an equal of Griffith. At least that's my thoughts. But overall, pretty good chapter. Not a lot happened. It was basically just learning more about Griffith's ideologies and his outlook on things, his viewpoints, which I enjoyed because it's always good to see a little bit more into the mind of this character. He's very mysterious. He's very ambiguous. You really don't know what he's thinking most of the time. But let me know your thoughts on my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the chapter. Hit the like button if you feel I deserve it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Berserk reviews. Thanks for watching my review for Berserk Chapter 28. Entitled Precious Things. Oh, and he did say at one point, you know, about bloodshed and whatnot. Maybe men need to go to war so they can protect the precious things. You know, that be a sweetheart or a family. And that's how he got into the whole dream thing, saying that you know, but there's one other precious thing they must obtain before they can get those things, and he said that's a dream. So that's what I'm going to leave it off on that note, guys. Dreams for the win. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next Berserk review.